there's two sides to this. The first, obviously, is with more regulation and more technology integration comes more cost, which of course no one wants to bear in these markets or any markets. But certainly on the positive side, I would say that what we've had to do over the past several years has made us a better industry, a smarter industry, and an industry that can service our customers to a greater extent and certainly in a better way than we ever have in the past. So although certainly building on more infrastructure costs, building on more operational costs is never what you prefer to do as a business owner in an FCM or in any other business, the idea that we come out the other side looking and being smarter, more resilient, and certainly more secure than ever before, certainly is that silver lining that comes around.
So Fidessa always thinks of regulation as a bit of a double-edged sword, because on one side of it we've got to invest development effort into an area that isn't as fun as new functionality and new algos and new execution and so forth. But at the same time it very much lends itself to what we do. So if you think about 2008, 2009 and the focus of regulation back then, it was about consolidating order flow into single order management systems before it hit market, pre-trade risk and so forth. And that's exactly what Fidessa does. So while it's painful for us and painful for the industry, it's also been great for us because it's driven people to look at our solutions.
What has happened is that there's been no real big bang. It's been a sort of a staged process. And it's slowly impacting the derivative market in an increasingly difficult fashion. Now, the OTC derivative market hasn't shut down, and I don't anticipate that it will shut down. But what has happened is that the staged implementation of regulations are making it increasingly difficult and squeezing a lot of the smaller players in that space and squeezing the banks from an ROE perspective. What Eris does is Eris essentially says, let's stop doing OTC derivatives and let's trade exchange-traded products that look just like the old product. We are right on the verge of the staged evolution of regulatory implementation, both conduct and capital, starting to impact the old over-the-counter derivative markets, leading to people looking for new entrants like ourselves.
So we've seen events such as the flash crash happen where the market suddenly moved 8-10% in seconds, and we still don't have a clear explanation as to why. And we feel that Dodd-Frank was a very ambitious regulation, and it was really the regulatory response to this algo revolution and to the financial crisis. And the regulators tried to create very blanket catch-all laws that were intentionally vague, intentionally broad, because they didn't really have the tools or the clarity to be able to specifically understand the impact of each of these algorithms on the market. What that's done is it's put the industry in a bit of a state of flux where the industry needs clarity, right? Things like intent and disruption are now criminal, but they're not well defined. At Neurensic, our focus has been really on evolving a lot of the legacy approaches for our trade surveillance from rule-based and from parameter-based to machine learning-based models that are able to look at patterns and simply see them in the marketplace. And through doing that, we're able to bring a new industry standard to help bring clarity to all market participants that's informed directly from the regulators.
In 2008, surveillance became a key point. With the way the market tumbled in 2008 and then remained unstable for a period of time, more customers started coming to us long before regulations enforced it to look at what they were doing, what their clients were doing, and to examine patterns. So we became a trading surveillance expert. So the surveillance product has been around for at least 8 years. While we're not in the game of predicting what will happen in the future, one of the things that we sense is firms who used to see us as a necessary piece of insurance to either stop themselves losing money unexpectedly or to avoid regulatory impact, those firms are starting to realize that there's actually a customer service benefit to these tools. So I see these tools moving very much from controls to business enhancement.